Hey YouTube, it's Stefan, and this video is in response to Chase and his video about people outing us as trans and why it's not cool and all that stuff. I have about 5 things I wanna touch base on. The number one thing is this day and age with all the access to the internet and stuff, people feel entitled to information, and just because they feel entitled to that information doesn't mean that they actually are entitled to that information. So I agree with you, Chase, that there's like this sense of entitlement for them to know what's going on in our lives, but if you were to do the same thing to them, they would be so pissed. Because if it's something personal, it's personal, and I guess some people just don't get that. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the technology that we have today and just how people were raised. Like, it's okay to ask questions. Like, it's good to ask questions, but there's a fine line between appropriate questions and not appropriate questions, especially when it comes to trans folks. The second thing that I have is that some people don't think about other people's feelings because of this sense of entitlement. They feel like they should just be able to know the information they want to know when they want to know it, and that's not reality for a lot of things. And also a lot of people are like they feel entitled to the information, but they also don't want to look that information up on their own. They just want somebody else to do it for them, aka they want someone else to do the legwork for them, when they could probably, for the most part, get the answers that they want about the trans community online. They could do a little bit of research and figure it out. So, like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't tell them any information because they can figure it out on their own. It's all up to the individual person. I feel like, for me, I'll tell pretty much anybody anything. There are certain things that, like, if it's a stranger, I won't tell them. But once I get to know someone, if they have some of the awkward questions, that I'll answer those awkward questions. But I also, at the beginning of those conversations, I reserve the right that if they ask something that I don't want to answer, that I'm not going to answer it, as anybody should be able to do. And number 3 is some people think that their feelings / need for information is more important than our feelings. They don't understand why people get upset when they out us to other people, or when they ask those awkward questions and people aren't okay with answering those questions. They feel like just because they want to know that you should just tell them, and that's just not how it works. And then number 4 is a lot of people are, it's all about them. It's all about me, and they don't, and that's just what they want. So that kind of relates back to number 3. It's all about them and their feelings and their want, or their sense of entitlement to know things that really are none of their business. So number 5 is the best analogy that I could kind of come up with. It works, but it doesn't work, but I'm just going to go with it because I couldn't come up with anything better. I'm going to relate this to driving. Okay, so and I'm going to do miles per hour because I live in the States and I don't want to convert things to kilometers per hour. Say the speed limit is 65. If you're in the fast lane and you're going 75 and somebody else wants to go 80, they will ride your tail until you get out of their way, because they feel like wherever they're going is more important than where you're going. Same thing with the people that, if you are clearly passing another vehicle, like, so you're in the fast lane and you're passing this car over here, and while you're passing them, someone else that was in the fast lane like whips around and goes around both of you. I'm clearly passing a car to get out of your way. Take 2 seconds and calm yourself. Use some patience. it's not that hard, and wherever you're going, unless and there are certain circumstances, like if you're heading to the emergency room because somebody in your family is sick, that's completely different. But also, like, if you're just in a hurry to go to your favorite fishing hole, then you have issues with you're just because we're all in this together, this society together. So it's they feel like they're more important than other people. Like I said, it goes back to their sense of entitlement. Before I start rambling, I'm gonna cut this off. I hope for folks to see another point of view on it. Before I completely agree with you, Chase, that it shouldn't happen, but these are possibly some reasons why it may happen, and I guess they're just things we have to deal with. So I hope everyone has a good one, and see you next time. Peace.